Hello, everyone. I'll just look for the live link so we can share it in Telegram. Daily starting now. All right. Paul, do you want to start with your updates?
Yeah, sure. So today I've been mostly finalizing the two PRs I've been working with during the last few days. Mostly the Open API specs. So this should be done soon. I finalized like let's say 80% of the boilerplate. And now I just want to make sure that everything is clean and is following the correct specifications. So I should be able to implement it pretty soon. And then for I've continued like implemented the process execution payload function. So the function in itself now works in the sense that I saw that we could encode and decode lists. So I'm working on the implementations of that, and we're already connecting successfully to the execution client. So now we're running the tests, and so we're sending like 26 payloads, and the execution client receives them, and is able to process them uh, through the function that we're running. So that's pretty positive. I'm still getting some errors because the execution client is supposed to say okay, or the new payload is valid or it's invalid. I'm still getting some validation errors. It's telling me that some fields are not here while they are, which is pretty weird because I just need I'm reading right now the specifications of the JSON RPCs and how they send data, but basically it's giving me an error like, oh, you send it snake case and it should be camel case. So right now I'm potentially looking into modifying I don't know, potentially if we could like modify the names of uh, of our how do you call that, keys to become camel case, or I don't know. It's pretty surprising. I wasn't like waiting for that error. So yeah.
No, that's a good one. That's a fairly common error. Different languages have different conventions. So we should probably stick our keys to the camel case. No, sorry, not to camel case, to lowercase with the underscores, as is the snake case, right?
Yeah.
But we should do the conversion when we convert it to JSON. There's probably a way to do that in the JSON library itself. I recall that you were not directly using JSON, but Tesla, and Tesla was using JSON within it. There's probably a way to configure Tesla in its middlewares so that it can pre-process keys into Camel case. There's probably a way to do that, and if that's the case, it would be ideal to use that. If not, there should be some like automatic way of converting maps from atoms in snake case to camel case, because yeah, that's probably the convention that the JSON uses, but we shouldn't change our, like, we shouldn't stop using elixir convention in our keys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I was saying that the thing that you meant at the last moment, we find a way to change the snake case to camel case before sending the payload. Um,
Oh, nice.
but I mean, I don't have the solution right now, but I'm just looking into it. I think that it must not be like too complicated. Definitely, there must be a convention. But it surprised me because I thought that JSON was actually like a convention, and that just like JSON said, okay, everything should be camel case or everything should be snake case in JSON. And so after like when the payload arrives, now you decode it and you use the convention of your own language. So I thought it would have worked, but yeah, first time I get this error, but I'll get it fixed as soon as possible. And if I don't find a solution, which should be surprising considering my extreme level of proficiency in engineering, I'll hit you up, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Tomas, do you want to go next?
Oh, so to just to finish,
Oh,
I've been also
yeah.
reading a paper that's called Move. paper, the Ethereum 2.0 MOVE paper. It's a pretty old paper. I think it's from 2017, but it's still pretty relevant and interesting, concerning the benefits of the merge and other things related to it too. So I recommend it. It's very short. It's like 20 pages, but and it's not like too complicated. It's pretty dense, but it's not like complex. So yeah, I think it's a good resource to read. You can take like 1 hour and read it, and I think it's valuable. So I recommend it.
Very cool. Yeah, feel free to share that in Telegram if you want us to read
Sure,
it. It sounds very, very interesting. Thanks
that's
for the
all.
recommendation.
Thank you.
Perfect. Tomas, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Uh, so yesterday I continued work on the SSC support for lists. I added also the support for transactions, since those are like a list of strings, a list of bytes in SSC. And today I worked on requesting blocks from peers, and also fix some address some comments that Thomas left in my PRs. Some of those were already merged. Today I'll continue on the working on on requesting blocks from peers. For now, I'll just hard code some random slot. Uh, and once we have some global state, um, I'll integrate that into the block requesting to make it fill gaps in the database. That's all.
Hey, perfect. Thank you for the update. As for me, I finished reviewing all of the bootcamp applications yesterday. I sent the final list to the Lambda decision makers so that they can approve it and we can share it in Telegram with the next steps. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. Thank you all for your applications. I hope that I will be able to update you all very soon on the results. Sorry for the delay. This is at most something that we will finish deciding on today. So please hold on and we'll send the results as soon as possible. As for me, aside from that, I've been reviewing a lot of PRs as they were queuing a little bit as Chaha is on vacation, and me myself, I was working on the bootcamp reviews. So now I think that I reviewed maybe six or some PRs, and then I will be finishing the rest by the end of today. After that, I will be focusing on starting again with issue creation, start to see if there's any issues missing for the next milestone, and also making sure that we have enough good first issues for the newcomers, and as well to make some more detailed plans in technical details, like should we implement SSZ ourselves and how we would go with that if we did. That probably will create a very good series of good first issues, as it's not extremely complex and they are very good elixir learning exercises, like coding and decoding stuff are very good exercises. So that's probably one of the biggest sources of issues that we will have. Yeah, I don't think that I have anything else for today. So any final comments or questions before finishing the daily? I only see that we have a comment by Godpower S. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. If it's ese, is, or whatever. In Spanish, we would say ese, but I'm not sure if that's the case for you as well. If that's a, please share for the list of 4 applicants for the bootcamp that were selected. Yeah, we will share that today as soon as it's approved. But yeah, if it was, please share something else, and I missed the context. Please let me know. Oh, the paper. Yeah, that was for Paul then. Yeah. you, you got followers, Paul. You can you can share your reading list in the
Yeah.
Telegram. You will get many likes.
Yeah, for the paper, you can definitely share it in Telegram, or you can find it in the repo contributor package. I've added it there too, because I've added like different resources related to Ethereum papers, mostly technical. The MOVE paper is mostly related to, as we said, the E2.0 update, and is more high level, let's say, than the yellow paper. So I think it's an interesting resource, and then going through like the different papers, from, let's say, more high level papers like the mauve or the beige one, up to the yellow, which is like really technical. So I think like it's a pretty good thing. So I totally recommend it, and you should find it in the repo contributor package section. But I'll definitely post it again in the chat. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I think that's all for today. Then we can finish the daily for today. Yeah. Thank you for joining, and see you all tomorrow.